going on, you guys? It's Kevin the Full Metal Ginger, and sorry for taking a week off, man. I just was not feeling up to doing a video. I guess I kind of needed to step back, take a little break, just kind of let my mind, relax and calm down a little bit. I've been hitting it pretty hard, trying to come up with ideas and everything, but sorry about that. I'll try to get back on a regular schedule. I've actually tried to make a schedule week by week what I want to do. So hopefully this will keep us flowing along a little nicer, a little smoother, a little calmer. Because I don't want to fucking just arbitrarily, out of nowhere take a week off. So I apologize for that. But today, really excited, man. We're going to talk about the upcoming Inquisition, Uada, and Volahn tour. Cannot fucking wait to see this, man. I've got my ticket. Everything's ready to go. Just got to wait another month for it to get here. Really excited, man. This is basically a big showcase for American black metal. Cannot say enough good things about these bands. All bands that I'm very excited to see. I've been looking forward to seeing for a long time. I'm not even sure which one would be the one I'm most looking forward to, because I mean this is just a huge tour, man. To me, tour of the year. I don't see how anything's going to beat this out. You never know, something might come along, but as of right now, man, this is far and away the best tour of the year, I think. So at least for the ones that I've been aware of. So we'll get right in. I'll just give you a little preview of what I'm talking about, where I'm going, and all that kind of thing. Listening to Devoid, Satan Alpha Omega, fucking goddamn barbaric Black Death from the Philippines, as you all should be well aware of. So, this fucking tour, I'm going to the September 16th date in Spartanburg, South Carolina, at the legendary Groundzero, the club down there. This is actually the second location of this venue. The first one was even in a more isolated, like a warehouse type of thing. As far as I'm aware, man, I've never even been. All I know is this is their second place. It's a very small club, and I can't think of a better place to go see this fucking tour. This is actually the closest I'll ever have to travel for a show, unless I make it to the Aura Noir show up in Asheville, which is going to be in October. So I'm able to make that. If I'm able to make that show, it'll be probably like a 45-minute drive, but this one is going to be about an hour for me, which is really close. And what I'm really looking forward to about this tour, not only do you have the awesome headliners in fucking Inquisition, Uada, and Volahn, you've got a killer batch of local bands, and I will kind of talk about them a little bit too. So what makes this one a little bit more special is, for me at least, you've got all these local bands playing that are only going to be on this show. And all these bands are fucking great, and I'll go ahead and talk about them. Opening the show is a band I've only recently discovered, and seeing this tour kind of helped me out, because I kind of remembered them. I'd heard about them before, but seeing them play this tour, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I've been meaning to check them out. This is their EP, their debut EP. This is all they have out. Fucking kick-ass band. This is Valle Crucis, self-titled EP. The band is named after the town up in the mountains just north of here. It's Valle Crucis. And you see the devil dog there. There's actually a story of somebody was driving down the road up there, and as they went by the church, some big-ass dog jumped out in the middle of the road and started chasing them. It was like as big as a bear, supposedly, and it's called the Hellhound of Valle Crucis. So I guess that's where they got the name from, and you have the dog in the church. But this is some really good black metal. It's a two-person project. You have fucking Skullcrusher on guitar and vocals, and Ashriel on drums, which she has played in quite a few local death metal, black metal bands around the area. I think she mostly plays guitar, but she's playing drums for this project. And I get a vibe of it's kind of like, sounds like the old Swedish style of black metal, like the like Dark Funeral maybe, but more raw and less epic sounding. There's the band there. This is all this comes with, man. There's nothing else to it. They did send me a bunch of stickers, but I don't even know where I put them, and I'm not going to go ahead and dig all that shit out. But this is really interesting, really cool shit. I'm hoping that these guys will really start to catch a break. All these bands start to catch a break, get on some national tours, and start getting known at a more national level, or global level for that matter. But yeah, man, the Carolinas is really starting to put out some good music, and this is really, really fucking cool. Links for all these bands will be in the description, as always, so you can go check it out. It's Valle Crucis opening the fucking show. Next up, I don't know anything from this band, is a band called Krvsade. They are from, Gastonia, I think, North Carolina. So, right across the border from South Carolina. So, it's not that far from the venue. They play a really cool style of, like, old death thrash. I mean, it's very, I don't want to say it's raw, but I mean, it's got a raw quality. It's very 80s sound. Very dirty bass sound, which I fucking love. Their shit is just really energetic, really rhythmic, really easy to get into and headbang. So, I don't know much about this band. I just kind of found out about them when this tour came along. So, don't know much to say. I'll just leave the links so you can go check them out on your own. Let you see what you think about it. But what I really like about this tour, at least with the local bands they're putting together, you get a big variety of music to kind of set you up for the headliners. So, you got Valle Crucis, which is very, old Swedish style, kind of epic black metal, but without the epic sound, if that makes any sense whatsoever. You have Krvsade, which is like an it's like a dirty 80s sound, death thrash, very, cassette tape sound, if that makes sense at all to you. And then the next band, we have Enthean, which is like a tech death black metal band. I'm having a hard time describing them. I almost hear like some brutal death music in there too. It's very interesting. And I actually assume I've met these dudes before. And when I found out they were playing this tour, I was like, oh fuck, I know this band. And you've heard me talk about it when I went to the Deicide show a few years ago. Now, I've never told this part of the story, but as we were leaving, there was somebody out there passing out CDs and flyers. And I got one of them. And it was just a blank CD. And it being blank, I probably lost it because I'd forgotten all about this until this tour came along. I had to go find this. I don't know how I found it, but I fucking found it. As many blank fucking CDs as I have. But this is a, I'm assuming this is a 3-track demo, which they've got a demo out and a full length. And the demo, the original demo the demo that they put out is a 4-track demo. But it's got, your cover art and all this. And this one is just a fucking straight up blank. I guess they just recorded it and just put it on a CD and then started passing them out to people. So this is what I have. This is the only thing I have from the band. But it's really cool that I have this because, how many people are going to end up having this at all? They just gave it to me at the show. They also gave me these flyers, man. This is from a Halloween show in 2013. Playing with Electrus Nocturne and Atrocious Abnormality. There's Enthean right there on it. And they also gave me this, and I wanted to say there's another band passing this stuff out. Vital Mass, or whatever the fuck this other band is. They were playing a 6 Feet Under show in Fayetteville. But I didn't get to go to either one of these shows, so I don't know. But Enthean, man, a really cool band. I actually had to get in contact with them to find out what this was. Sorry. But, yeah, like I said, they have the demo that they have actually put out with cover art and all that is a 4-track demo. And this one is just 3. But it's pretty much the same songs. Sorry. And it's just got it's a little bit more raw. It's tweaked a little bit here and there, but whatever. So there's Enthean. Really excited to see them, like tech death, black metal, if that makes any sense to you whatsoever. So cannot wait. So now we move into the headliners, man. Starting with Volahn, they're going to open up with the touring act, I guess you'd say. U.S. black metal out of fucking somewhere in California. Do not know much about this band. Do not own anything from them, unfortunately. Which I hope to be able to change that once I go to the show. I should have got some water in here. But they've got 2 full lengths, a whole bunch of splits, a video, and something else, a compilation maybe. 2 full lengths, I'll try to pronounce them. Dimensions de Trans Cosmico, whatever. And the other one is fucking even worse. Aq'Ab'Al. I don't fucking know and I don't fucking care. I don't really care what this band plays as long as I get to hear Quetzalcoatl. I assume that's how you pronounce it. Probably isn't, but I fucking love that fucking song. Leading up to doing this video, I've probably listened to it on repeat 100,000 times. So, which that whole album is great. All their music is great. I'm really, really partial to that fucking song. I love the intro riff to it. It just gets me every damn time. So I really, really hope to hear them play that. And what's cool about Volahn, which is a one-man project, he's actually playing live with Shataan from Shataan. and who's on bass, and you have Murderbad from Arizmenda on guitar. So that is really fucking interesting. I was not aware of that at all. You've got the whole Black Twilight Circle thing going on with this. Yeah, very atmospheric, very interesting, very raw. Just cannot fucking wait to see Volahn at all. This is going to be fucking amazing. Next up, Uada. I assume it's Uada, or not Uada. I think it's Uada. Which I believe is Latin for haunted or haunting or whatever. I don't fucking care, but just released a fucking burner of an album, Devoid of Light, which again, I don't have that either. Hope to remedy that at the show. Very atmospheric. Well, not really atmospheric, but very melodic with some atmosphere touches here or there. Just really a perfect band, I think, to open for Inquisition, just because I hear a lot of Inquisition influence in there. You know, they kind of have their own vibe where they go ups and downs and highs and lows and mids and, you know, ebbs and flows really well. But a lot of the rhythmic parts, a lot of the verse riffs, I can hear a lot of Inquisition in their sound. Not in the vocals, but definitely in their overall play, in their guitars, just the rhythm of the drums. Just their whole riffs are fucking excellent. Portland, Oregon black metal, if I didn't say that already. If Inquisition wasn't headlining, I'd say Uada would be the one I'm the most excited to see, because I've been listening to that one relentlessly too, just to get ready for this fucking tour. I don't know, fucking great 4-piece black metal band out of fucking Oregon, and I cannot fucking wait for this. And of course, headlining we have Inquisition, still touring on Bloodshed Across the Empyrean Altar album. Fucking great album. Again, I don't really care what they play. I'm sure they're going to play most of this, and they'll probably have a few ones off of Ominous Doctrines, fucking every other album they have. They've got quite a few albums, and they're all fucking great, I think. Don't really care what they play. I really want to hear, Ominous Doctrines off this album, and of course, Desolate Funeral Chant. Outside of that, I don't care. I just really don't care, man. I missed them back in missed them back in February when they played with Mayhem. That just fucking broke my heart that I didn't get to see that tour, and I've missed them several times before that, so finally, I have my ticket, it's ready to go. I'm finally going to be seeing Inquisition, cannot fucking wait, as I've said 10,000 times already. So, should be a great fucking tour. Again, just a massive showcase for American black metal, which is really fucking cool to see, and it's some relevant bands, not bands that have been there and done that, and they're kind of on their way down. Now, these are bands that are all still making kick-ass fucking music, still making great albums, and they're being supported by some awesome local bands. So, if anyone's going to the Spartanburg date, man, I'll be there. Come up and say hi if you want to. If I'm shy, I apologize. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just kind of weird around people I don't know. But yeah, man, come up and talk to me. I'll be there by myself, I believe. I don't think anyone's going with me, at least at this point. So, yeah, would love to meet some of you down there at the show. Cannot fucking wait. Let me guys know what you think about this tour, where you're seeing it at, your thoughts on the whole lineup and everything like that. Just let me know all that in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and, if I can get off here before I ramble too much, go ahead and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Links will be in the description. There'll also be a link for if you wanted to subscribe. Really appreciate the support. And you guys, thank you so much for watching, and keep supporting extreme fucking metal.